Imagine that you're the driver of a runaway trolley car. You're going down a hill, the brakes don't work. The track forks into two. On the left side, there are 5 workmen who aren't aware of you and can't get out of the way. On the right track is 1 workman, who again is unaware of your presence and has nowhere to go to get away. If you go to the left, 5 people are going to be killed. If you go to the right, 1. What should you do? It's an easy problem. It's painful, it's horrible, but everyone agrees you should steer toward the 1 rather than the 5. What about this case? You're on an overpass. You see the runaway trolley coming down the track, and you realize the only way to stop it and to save the 5 people is to push the fat man standing beside you off the overpass and in front of the oncoming train. It will kill him, but it will save the 5. Should you do it? Here's another variation. Suppose you divert the trolley car onto the side track. There's no one standing on it, but there's an obstacle there. It will derail the train. The train will fly off the tracks and hit someone who's simply sitting in his backyard sipping lemonade. Should you do it? Most people say no. When we think about all of these variations, we realize several things. One is that we change our minds depending on small things, whether the person is the driver or just a bystander, whether the person is on the track already or would have to be pushed onto it, whether the person is a workman or simply someone sitting in his backyard. All of those things seem to make a difference, but it's hard to explain why they make any difference. In every situation, it feels as if it's a simple choice. Kill 1 in order to save 5. Sometimes we think that's acceptable. Sometimes we don't. It's hard to understand the difference. Here's the overall point. We have 2 systems for thinking about moral questions. One of them is an intuitive, emotionally laden system. It's largely unconscious, and yet it gives us strong responses about what we ought to do and what we shouldn't do. There's another system of conscious reflection, of morality, of rules. One problem is that these 2 systems don't seem to match up very well. We come up with judgments on the basis of our unconscious, intuitive reactions that we can't explain from a rational moral point of view. In a famous paper on the trolley problem, the author writes, "My personal feeling is..." Personal feeling. Maybe in the end that's all we have. But of course, what if your personal feeling is different from mine? Is there anything left to say? Maybe not. But we go on talking anyway. Why? We're afraid of what would happen if we didn't.